Hi everyone. I gotta get my glasses off. Hi everyone, this is Dina, the Nightly Stitcher, here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. And this is Tootie. Most of you know Tootie. She has been wanting up here, and then she doesn't want up here, and then she wants up here, and then she wants back down. And so I don't know what she's up to. She just is a wiggle worm. So I think she's going to stand right there for a minute and then want me to pick her up again. Yeah, I'm the Nightly Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram. So if you want to follow me over there, if this is your first time stopping by, I hope you stick around, watch my video, and see how you like it. If you like it, yeah, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe and then like the video, and also if you hit the notification bell, you know the YouTube thing, you'll get the notifications. I think we all know how YouTube works anymore. My camera looks a little wonky there. So anyway, yeah, we all know how YouTube works anymore. I think we're all pretty good pros at it. That's about all I do is watch YouTube, so not much on TV anymore. So anyway, this is February the 20th, 2024, and this is my Flosstube number 28, and so I haven't done a Flosstube since, I think it was, let's see, the 23rd of January. My starts of my videos seem to be so rattled, so bear with me. I'll kind of get settled in here in a minute, I guess. Every time I do these, I kind of am rattled at the start, and then it kind of settles in and not so bad. But anyway, I've got some finishes. Let me think. I have some finishes. I've got my whips. I've got haul. I've got a giveaway. If you're interested in a giveaway, I just want to tell everyone that's subscribed to my channel that I really appreciate you subscribing and to it and liking my videos, because I have hit my 5,000 mark. I have 5,000. Actually, I have more than 5,000. I have 5,300 subscribers now. So I guess there's some of you out there that like my videos, so I appreciate you subscribing and coming back each time and leaving comments, and I always try to kind of answer back. Sometimes I just hit the little heart, if it's nothing that I really need to answer you back with, but I do like to usually try to thank you for watching. So anyway, yeah, I am going to have a giveaway today for my 5,000 subscribers, and just a thank you for sticking around with me. I'm coming up on 2 years of Flosstube in a couple of weeks. It's actually a week. It's February 28th. That's when I did my very first Flosstube in 2022. Yes, 2022. So anyway, been around for a couple of years now, so it just seems very strange, but I thought I'd give it a try, and I've enjoyed it, and evidently you all have too. So grab you a cup of coffee. I don't know if this is going to be very long or not. I just never know. Usually I run about an hour or a little bit more, so grab you a coffee or a drink of some kind, and we'll start this out. This is my this is one of my favorite cups, and I've probably shown this in another video. But years ago, we had gone to Gulf Shores, Alabama. We go there most every year, and we pull our camper down, stay at the park down there. And so one year, our grandson was probably 5 or 6 years old. We were telling him about alligators down there, that they're in the park and all, so he was kind of excited about that. So when we came back, we brought him one of those alligator heads you buy in the souvenir shops. We bought him an alligator head, and then we bought him this like 3-foot rubber alligator, and he really liked it. So anyway, he drew me a picture, and this is his version of an alligator, and I think you're going to get some glare off of the windows a little bit, but yeah, there. This is his version of an alligator. And if you notice, he's a 6-legged alligator. He doesn't have a tail, but he has a really big, mean mouth and some very sharp teeth. So our neighbor at the time, that when we lived at the other house, she was starting a business up of doing cups and, you know, all those things. So she had just started it, and she wanted to do kind of a trial. So I had showed her this, and she said she would put it on a cup for me. So she put Austin's name on it, and then on this side she did just the same picture. So no matter whether you're holding it with your left hand or your right hand, you get to see the 6-legged alligator. And I used to have his drawing, a copy of his drawing, when I worked at the die casting plant. I had this hanging up by my desk, a copy of it, and I had so many people that would come to my desk and notice it and make a comment about it being a really mean dog or whatever. No, pay attention, this is a 6-legged alligator. So anyway, that's one of my favorite things that he drew for me. And since it's on both sides, I'm a lefty, so I can see it either way now. So if you find coffee cups that are only decorated on one side, it's usually for a right-handed person. So yeah, that's I really like that. And you may hear a fan. I may be able to turn it off right now. I have been so hot getting ready for this, so hopefully that wasn't too distracting. So anyway, let's start out with my planner. It is, let's see, get started, and let me get my bearings together. Okay, so I'm going to give you my numbers for January. I did 8,487 stitches in January. I had 2 starts, and I had 3 cross-stitch finishes. I had 1 knitting finish, and I finished a book. I just read 1 book in January, which I am a very slow reader, and I only read at night when I go to bed, so it takes me forever to get through a book, with only at bedtime and being slow at that. So, but anyway, I don't read for a race. I read for the enjoyment, so it's just kind of like stitching. We don't race, we just enjoy it. So anyway, I kind of explained, I think last time, about how I was going to start having a focus project that I'm going to stitch 500 stitches on, and then I'm going to stitch on something else. And then I go back to that same project, stitch 500 on it, and then I stitch on anything else. So by having that one focus project, I'm getting more stitches in, and yet I'm breaking up the monotony and stitching on a variety of other things. And by doing that, I got to stitch on a lot of things during January. I stitched on Consider the Lilies, Long May You Stitch, Summer Sampler, Alphabet Blocks, Santa Village, Happy Hunting, Winter House Trio, A Flower a Month, and Silk Bee. And then I'll show those to you in just a minute. I had my shawl that I showed in my last video that was a finish, and I'm not going to show that one again. But anyway, yeah, that is my my numbers for January. And February, here's my kind of colorful planner. I've decided I am not a sticker person. I tried it the last 2 or 3 years, and I think they give me more anxiety than enjoyment. So I am not doing stickers. I think it's my OCD. Things have to be lined up and neat and orderly, and I tried just kind of plopping them down. And they look cute on everybody else's planners, and if that's what you like, you know, go for it. It's your planner, and I think you should do what you enjoy. So it just wasn't for me. I wasn't enjoying it, so I'm not doing stickers this year. I did put some washi tape up here for a little bit of decoration, but that is it, other than my stars. And if you've been with me for a while, I've explained how my stars go. A green star is if I start a new project. A gold star is if I finish a project. A silver star is if I know I have some silver on here. Wait a minute. Oh, this one is a silver. So if I'm working on a series of something, say it's 6 patterns that go into one piece, and I finish one of them, I put a silver star, so I know it's a partial finish. Then when I finish a second one, I put another silver star, and when I finish the whole project, then I would put a gold star. So that is how my stars work. So I don't want to take too long explaining that. So in February, here we go again. I use the gel pens and just change them out from time to time. No particular reason. That's just what I do. And also, if somebody did, let me explain this right quick. And there goes my book. I do want to show you this right quick. I've had people that keep asking me, whoops, I'm going to have stuff fall. Keep asking me how I count my stitches. And somebody actually wanted me to show them how I do it. So I'm going to quickly go over this. There's nothing hard about it. I use highlighter and paper. I am a paper person. I've never tried the electronic type, but I am just a paper person. So let me show you a little bit. I gotta find something to cover this pattern up with because here, wait a minute. Let me get my coaster. Here's my coaster. Note to self, relax. Okay, so I'm gonna cover this up. But anyway, this is a pattern that I've been working on. And what I do, and I know some of you are going to say, yeah, well, that's easy, but some people don't know, so that's why we're going to explain it. So what I do is I stitch in anything, like when I stitch these windows on this building here, there's 4 windows, and I stitched all 4 windows. Well, then I went to highlight them, and as I highlighted around them, I counted them. And actually with this was an easy one because I counted one window and multiplied it by 4. So then I write it on just a scrap of paper for the day. And my paper, you can see this one's scratched out because I've already entered it into my calendar that I just showed you. But Monday, I have a DNS, which that looks like a U, but it's a DNS, did not stitch. So I did not stitch at all yesterday. So I put Monday and the date so I don't get confused, because sometimes I'll have a bunch of them on this page before I transfer them into my calendar. So today I've already put Tuesday, February 20th. I will put the project I'm working on. So let me move this to the side so I'm not blocking myself. So anyway, I'll put the name of the project I'm working on, and every time I mark something off on the pattern, I put the number down, and I just continually keep adding them together. So I may have 35, I may have 106, I'll add them together, I might stitch a little bit more. I've got 63, I add those together. So I keep a running total down here until I'm done with that project for the day. If I stitch on more than one project, when I'm done with this one and put it away, I'll put the title of the next project I'm going to stitch on today, and then I do the same. I start a running total of what I'm doing as I highlight. So then at the end of the day, I have this total for this project and a total for this project. I log them into my book. Find one for you. summer sampler, I did 121 stitches. And then I worked on Santa for 291 stitches. And that's my knitting there, so you can disregard it. But anyway, I did worked on Santa, and then I will add these two together to get 412 stitches for the day. So that is how I keep track of my stitches. I also have a paper. Let me see if I have it handy. I also have a paper, and I think it might just be in my spiral notebook. I list my projects, and then I will transfer these numbers over to the notebook, the spiral notebook. Yeah, I don't have it. So I would do like consider the lilies. I would write that on there, and how many stitches I will total up, how many stitches I got in the month of January, and write that down. And then in February, if I work on consider the lilies, I will total up all those stitches and put those down under the consider the lilies. So at the end of the year, I know how many how many stitches I have on each individual project for the year. And then I can just quickly total those up and get my full year totals. So it's not as complicated as it sounds. It's very simple. I've been doing it for years, and it's just ingrained in me. It's just habit now. That's just what I do, and there's not anything hard about it. I like numbers. I like seeing totals of stuff. I like to see my progress on what I'm getting done on a project. So I don't know, it's just something I enjoy doing, and I know a lot of people have asked me about it, so I thought I'd just kind of share that a little bit more in detail. So anyway, let's see. I did that. Let me see what I need to do first. I'm going to show you my finishes since my last floss tube. I have three finishes. I think one of them came this month. So this is Summer Sampler. This is out of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. It's by Nerdan Canbar, I think. She's she's one of the sisters of Twin Peaks Primitives. So I did this. I stitched it on a 36 count, but I can't remember the name of the linen. It was a scrap I had. This is just some scrap fabric I sewed around the edge so I could get it in a Q-snap and stitch on it, and then I can save more fabric. I don't have to have so much of my fabric, my cross-stitch fabric, as a border, because I usually frame things pretty tight. I'll frame it up there pretty tight, so I don't have to cut off and throw away fabric. Now I've got enough down here that I'll be able to cut it off pretty tight. I'll wait until I get this pinned across here, and then I'll cut it off pretty tight, and I'll put this back in my scraps. So this, like I said, it's a 36 count. They show it in black. I saw where Sarah from Sarah's Stitchy Spot is doing the same piece. She's doing it, I think she's doing it in black, 1/1. So this is 2/2. So hers is coming out real pretty too. And I like to stitch 1/1. I didn't even think about doing 1/1 on it. And the color of floss I used is DMC 4515. And this is the color. It's blues and browns. And I think it's a really pretty color. I like, DMC has some really pretty variegated threads. So let me lay that off to that side. Oh, I got this. I was going to show you. Everything keeps falling. Only so much stuff can go on a couch. I found this basket at Goodwill. It's a wire basket, good size. And my project bags that I make are 14 by 14. And I usually have trouble finding anything that's this big. Most things are like 12 inches, so my bags don't fit in them. But I found this and they work perfect. So what is in this bag are pretty much what I've pulled out for February. I have my focus piece, which is my Santa Village. It's in my Christmas bag. Santa Village was started in 2019. That is why it's a focus project. So I have the things that I'm actually working on right now in there, but I have not worked on those pieces, so that's why I'm not going to show those to you right now. Let's see, my other finish was, finally got these done. I got Waxing Moon. Yes, I was thinking about something. Waxing Moon Winter House Trio, and I've showed this to you many times. You saw it in the last one. There's winter. This is snowy, maybe. Snowy. And this is the new one you haven't seen finished. This is windy. And last time you saw this, I had to fill in the house. So I got that all done. This one was the one I had the door messed up on right here. The top, that white in the top of the door, I had messed it up. I didn't get the white stitches in the right spot, but I got that corrected. And it was kind of a pain. I had to rip out because I was trying to make do with it and it just didn't look right. So I had to rip some of the gray and some of the white out, and now I got it looking right. So I'd rather fix it than not. So this is stitched 1/1. That's why it's so much smaller. It's 1/4 of the size of the others. And I just kind of wanted to see what it would look like if I did 1/1, and then I thought I could make it into a Christmas ornament. So I may do that more in the future than to do these great big ones. They're kind of every direction, aren't they? So finally got Winter House Trio finished, and I am so happy about that. Then the next thing I finished was a simple little thing. I had started this on New Year's Eve 2022, I think it was. I don't have the bag with me now, or the information, so I'm not sure. But anyway, it was one of the 12 and 12 for midnight, stitching it from noon to midnight. And I think Sarah B. and Pam from Just Keep Stitching came up with that idea. And I try to participate, but I really am terrible at it. So that year, I think I worked on 9 projects in the 12 hours, which wasn't 12 hours because I only did 9 projects. So anyway, I give it an effort, but I get an E for effort and an F for not completing it. But anyway, I did what I did. So anyway, I finished this little bee. So like I said, I started it December 31st of 2022 and just was not going to take much to finish it. I just hadn't pulled it out to do it. So I pulled it out and finished it the other day. This was a little mini kit from Krennic, and it's old. I mean, the date on it was way, way back. It had the fabric and the threads was, trying to think, is it milk paint? I think that might be what it was. I don't remember. It's just been too long. I didn't write the details of it down. Let me move it a little closer. Try to get rid of the, is it gonna focus? Yeah. So anyway, I did that little bee, so it'll go in my bee arrangement. This little frame I found at Michael's a couple of years ago. They were really cute. I thought they were just tiny little frames. I bought 2 of them, and I'll show you what I used the other one for. This little spot right here is supposed to be there. It's just kind of worn up here. So it's a metal frame, actually. So I got it put in there. And I did go ahead and put the glass on it. I don't usually put glass on anything, but the glass was with the frame, so I thought I might as well do it. And I could interchange it. It will come out in the back, but I think it's very cute. So it's about, I think it's a 2.5 by 3. So then I had stitched this other piece and finished it a couple of years ago. And I thought about it when I did the bee, and I thought, oh, I got this little butterfly that has never been fully finished. So I thought it might fit in the frame too. So I put it in the matching frame as the bee. It's not quite even. It looks like to me I should have moved it over that way now that I'm really looking at it. So I may have to take it out and scoot it over a little bit. And then you can see it's worn up here. It's got a little chip kind of off down there and here, but that's the way they're made. So anyway, right now I just have them setting out like that. So bees and butterflies. But I usually do a bee arrangement in the summertime, so I'll probably put the bee with the bee stuff and then set the butterfly somewhere else. So finally, something fully finished. You know, I'm terrible at that. And I keep saying I want to get better at it, and then I don't. I've seen some videos now where people are calling their under the bed box their basket of shame, and that's what I should do. I need to rename it to basket of shame because I have stuff that's been in there for probably 10 years. It's awful. So I need to pull things out and start finishing. I did see, I was watching K-Threads and Stitches last night. And if you haven't watched her, you need to go over there and watch her. Catch her latest video. She has some awesome finishes. She has lots of pillows she stitched. She has a lot of FFOs in her last video. I wish I could get stuff done like she does. But she was saying that she will take her finished pieces out and look at them and decide whether she wants them in a frame, a pillow, a little flat fold, or whatever. And she makes stacks. And so then if she's going to do, say, pillows, she will take each one, pair up the fabric with it, and put it in a stack so she can just work through her stack and get all of her pillows made. And then she had some that she had the pillows made, but she hadn't got the stuffing in. I believe that was, I'm pretty sure that was Kia B that had the pillows sewn together but just had not done the stuffing yet. Did I say Kia B? I meant K's Threads and Stitches. So anyway, go check her out because she's got some really pretty finishes and she's so good at it. So, yeah. So I need to do something like that. Let's see what else I can move on to. My focus project, I guess we'll do that one. Let me find it. Hang on, it's here. I gathered everything up. Is it buried? That's weird. Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna have to look a little better than I'm doing right now. Not that one, not this one. Oh my gosh, it's sitting right in front of me. Okay. This is my focus project until I get it done. And this baby is going to be done this year. And no doubt about it. Let me find something to put behind it. Because I'm not looking at it another year. So this is Santa Village. I'm not going to take it apart because you all have seen it apart. This is the Hot Cocoa Cafe that I have to finish up. This is the one I'm doing 500 stitches on, and then I pick something else to stitch on, and then I go back to this one for 500 stitches. Then I go choose a different project, stitch 500 stitches on it, come back to this one for another 500. And right now, I got a itch. Right now, that is a really good way for me to work on things. I'm really enjoying to just do 500 stitches. Those are not H's. Those are chairs that go with a little patio set with an umbrella over the top of it. So I've got the snow in and the windows. I need to fill the house in. I need to fill the windows in. I need to add a few more snowflakes. And then I have to do that greenery spiral looking thing at the bottom. And that will be done. So again, this is my focus piece for right now, and then I'm going to pull out another old one and work on it. Once I get these done, there's just another button company button that goes on each one of these buildings. I'm not sure what. There's a variety. There's a wreath and cardinal. I think there's a cardinal and I don't know, some different things. I've got to go back and add some long line straight stitching. There's the post office where letters are hanging from a line, and I need to do just one long stitch across there so that it looks like the letters are hanging from the line. So I didn't want to do that right now because I was afraid it'd get caught and pull. So that's my focus piece for right now. Set it over here. Then another piece that I am stitching on. Oh, I have to show you my start. I did not do that. I don't even remember what I started on. I think I had 2 starts in January, but I'm trying to think. Oh well, we're not gonna worry about it. We're going to move on. When I get to it, I'll show it to you. So let me find this piece. And it is right here. I need to make myself some more. I need to make bags, period. Because my Etsy shop is not very well stocked. And I need to get my button gear and get some of these made. But I need a Christmas one for this piece. This is a Luca S kit that my daughter gave me for Christmas. Let's see. Right there. And I started it, and I started up here in this corner. And I watched all these videos on full coverage stitching, how people do it. And it's after I started it, I just fell into doing it the way I always do it. And so I don't know. I'm not parking threads. I don't carry threads very far. Here, I'll hold this up while I talk to you. But anyway, I don't carry threads very far. Usually 3 or 4 stitches is it. And if I do carry them, I run them under stitches that I already have on there, so you don't see the strings in the back. But otherwise, if it's more than that, I tie them off and start in with a new little tail. And yeah, I don't do that. So anyway, this is it's just called Santa, and I really like it. But yeah, I thought, oh, it's a full coverage. I've never done a full coverage. I better watch some videos on how to do full coverage. And then when I started it, it's like, no, I just do it my same old way. So if you're not familiar with Luca S kits, go check them out. 123 Stitch carries some, Amazon carries some, and then you can order from Luca S, the company itself. They offered me a choice of a free pattern. I showed that in my last video. It was not this one. Like I said, my daughter gave me this one. And then I got the free one that is an old house with an antique car in front of it. Was the one I chose, and they sent it to me for just talking about their kids. And then there was one that I really wanted, and it was a Santa with with a reindeer. No, it wasn't a Santa with a reindeer. It was a close-up, like this of a reindeer head, and it is so pretty. And I really wanted it, but they ran out. I couldn't find it on Amazon or 123 Stitch or Luca S, either one. They sold out before Christmas. So after Christmas, I went ahead and ordered it so I'd have it. So anyway, this is my little start. Not much to see, but as I said, I started up in the upper left-hand corner. This white here are sparkles. You can see, let me show it to you again. They're a sparkly floss, and I'm not going to put those in until last because I don't want anything to wear on those. Let me grab my bag. And their charts are really nice. Oh, I'll show you this that I also did. That might interest some of you. I forgot I did that. So anyway, the threads all come on these cards, and they have a little hole where you can stick your extra threads when you don't need them. But there's another one. I want to show you the sparkly one. So this, see if we can get some light on it. Can you see it? That's sparkly. And that's what those little star-like reflective things are stitched in. So I'm going to stitch them last. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you that thread. Shove these back over here. And then I'll show you what I did. And it's really helped me out a lot. I took a piece of fusible fleece, and I just had 2 scraps, so that's why it's like that. I just butted 2 scraps up together and ironed it onto a piece of muslin. I drew, with a ruler, I drew the boxes out, and then I took a fine tip, the ultra fine tip Sharpie, and I wrote Santa up here. I drew all the little symbols. And I don't have to put numbers out there because the symbol is on the card. It doesn't use numbers. So you can see the symbol, and then I can go over here and see if I have a thread already started. And I always keep my needles threaded, and I usually, I bobbinate. It's the only way I would do. I put everything on bobbins. I've never had trouble with knots and the kinkiness of the floss. I never have trouble with it, and I hate threads hanging. So the floss drops are definitely not for me. But I keep my threads usually when I'm bobbing or when I'm stitching with bobbins and I finish a color, I will put that needle with the thread in the bobbin. And then, or any unused, say I cut a piece and I pulled one or two strands out and I'm stitching with this, I'll wrap those other 4 or 5 strands around the bobbin. I know just to use that first when I pull it off. So anyway, I always keep the thread in my needles and my projects in the bobbins, but this time I did this, and because I was unthreading my needle with this, and I thought this is not going to work, so I came up with this idea to put the needles in where the symbol is at, so I can just pull it. And this is really working good for me. So I will probably do that from now on. I don't know if I'll do it with the projects I'm doing using bobbins or not, but it has been really handy for this Santa. So let me lay Santa over here. And then the next project I worked on, let's do this big one. I've been working on it lately. So this is Consider the Lilies. And I guess I could get the pattern out and show you Consider the Lilies. I'm sure you know what it is. Whoops, losing patterns. Okay, I'm not going to take it out of the bag, so we may have a little glare, but Everybody knows what Consider the Lilies is. I also have his eye is on the sparrow that I would like to do also. So that is Consider the Lilies. Just a minute, I'm losing working copies here. So let me put that back in there, throw it over here. Then we'll look at my piece. So last time you saw it, I had been working over on this side. I was doing this because this is the right side. So I did this, and you saw that in my last video, but this time I stitched this. That little devil took a long time. I couldn't believe it took as long as it did. But that little plant and pot took, it seemed like forever. Then I already had the tree done. I'm trying to peek over the top. Then I have come over here and I was doing this tree. And I started the pot, and then I noticed the pot, the outline, this one is a rusty color, this one is a brown, but I looked on the picture and they are different. So I thought I had made a mistake when I started stitching it in. So anyway, I've done 500 stitches on that, and I put that away for right now. Then my next one, let me see, let me look at my, okay. This one, this is a partial finish from earlier. Okay, this is called Flower of the Month. It's from the Just Cross Stitch magazine. My clock's gonna chime and it's way off. I gotta figure out why. It's 11 o'clock, but it's not gonna chime 11 times. So I gotta figure out what happened to it and get it fixed. Anyway, this was from the Just Cross Stitch magazine. This was from 2020. It was a series of their magazines from January to December. And there's 12 of them. It's a flower for each month of the year. I have a few done. I started this May 20th of 2020, and I still don't have it done. So I did finish this one. And I think that is all that I finished. No, I either finished, I don't know, I've lost track, and they look similar to each other. I either finished this one or I finished this one. I'm thinking this, let me try to straighten it out. I'm pretty sure this is the one I finished because I had to change I've changed the pinks in these because the light pink it shows doesn't show up very good. So yeah, I finished that one, and then I finished this one down here, which is some different colors this time, so. And I don't know which month. It actually, the patterns show this coming down farther, and then you stitch the month inside there that is over one, but I didn't want the names of the month on there. I just want to do them in little bitty pillows. So anyway, that's one of my oldies that I have in my basket for right now. I'd like to get these older ones done. And I'm trying to remember not to zip, so I'm not doing too bad. I do have some that I'm going to have to unzip. This one is Tall Turkey. This was a kit I found at a flea market for like $3. Oh yeah, it is $3. I gave $3 for it. It came with the pattern. The fabric, and a button for $3. And it retailed for $10 originally. So anyway, I need to put that in there because I have my working copy. I don't want this to get damaged. So I'm using all over dyed threads. I've got them in these bags with the names on them, so you don't really see them that well. So I'm not going to go through and show them to you. I'm just going to show you what it looks like stitched. So this is where I'm at on Tall Turkey. And what I did, I think whatever colors it called for, I did some converting because I didn't necessarily have what they used. So I just converted. I don't remember what they even called for. But yeah, the fabric came with it, the pattern and the buttons. So that's another one. This was started on the 12 and 12 of 22 also. So that one needs to be done. And let me put that over here. The last one I have worked on, I believe I've got them all. I'm going to have to unzip this. The last one I worked on was Lizzie Kate's. Let me find the original to it. It's I'll Get My Elves on that. And I like to stitch these on 28 count over 1. And then I make them into ornaments, and I've done several of those. So this is my progress on that. I have been stitching these packages. Whoops, still attached. So I've been stitching these packages, and I did a mess up the other night. I was working on this, and it was supposed to be 2 rows of red vertically and 2 rows of red horizontally for the ribbon. Well, I did the vertical in 1 row and started filling in the green and didn't make space for the 2nd row of red vertically. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not taking out that green. There's no way. So I'm going to stitch 1 more row horizontally and just make it a 1 row ribbon, because you're never going to know it once it's made into the ornament. So that is, I'll Get My Elves on that. And let me put that back in here. Then do I have any more? Nope, that's all of my whips. I do have some haul as far as cross stitch and antique thrifting. I have a few other things, but anyway, this is one thing that I wanted to show you that I do since I bobbinate. Oh, I thought somebody was outside. I do that every time something catches my eye. I gotta get a drink. So anyway, I did have, each pattern had their own bobbins in it, and I found that I had so many projects with so many bobbins in it, I decided I was going to condense it down into these floss boxes so that I don't have so many bobbins in all of my projects. And I have one main place to go to. No matter what project I'm working on, I can just pull the project and know my colors are in here. I do have, and I'll show it to you sometime, I have a master copy of floss, or a master supply. Is that what you call it? Anyway, I took a wooden silverware box and I redid it. I tore the piece out of the middle and I redid it all. And it holds the masters of these flosses. I do have some extras in these boxes upstairs, but I have a complete set in here that I pull from time to time. So anyway, as I've been pulling projects, I've been putting those bobbins in here. Well, I ended up, so far this year, after I started this, I filled this one up, and I have now started on this one. So I keep having to shuttle stuff forward as I get into another project and need to add more bobbins to my boxes. So, and what I found out with those common colors that we use so much, you know, like 310 and white and 430s, the 433s, 34s, you know, all those colors. I had 5 and 6 bobbins of the same floss, and I thought, yeah, that's what I knew I had going, and I just didn't want that. And then the more projects I start, the more bobbins I'm having to pull of the same stuff. So that's why I decided to condense it down, put all the bobbins together. I still have projects over there in my in the pit. This is the pit. Let me see if I can show you without doing too much. There's the clock. My cord may run out. Let me see. I'm going to have to keep an eye on you. There's the pit of patterns. Can you see? So that is what I'm not working on right now. So let me put you back over here. That's what I'm not working on at all right now. This wire basket's what I'm working on. So I'll take, at some point, I'm going to move these out of here, over to the pit, pull some out of the pit, and put over here. So anyway, as I get to them, then I have to take those bobbins and add to these cases. But this is working great because I keep it on the little, I have one of those 3-tier roll around carts, and I can keep it on there, and it's just so much handier. All right, so let's see. I guess we're ready for, my one whip. I'm going to show you right quick because we're not going to talk about it much because this is a cross-stitch channel and not a knitting channel. But I did show that I was doing the mitered square blanket that so many people are working on, and this is how far I've gotten on it. This is the start. I started here, and I'm adding squares as I go, and you add them diagonally. So this is how much I have done. So I'm adding a new one on to the bottom now, and then it's on a straight needle, but it squares up as you knit it. So that's how I'm coming along on that. And if you want that pattern, you can look on YouTube. Yes, YouTube. Under mitered square blanket, and you get tons of videos on it, and a lot of them do it a little bit different, but it's basically the same concept. Excuse me. So haul, I have 3 really good hauls that I found at the thrift stores, but I'm going to show you what I bought on cross stitch first. I ordered this from 123 Stitch. I love that little penguin. This is a Crochet Go-Go, and I know I didn't pronounce it right, but that's as good as I can get it. But I've really gotten into these little penguins. I ordered some the other day from Etsy that I'm going to make into ornaments, individual ornaments. I ordered this one, and I've looked at it for a long time, and I'd love to do it. I've put off because it's a big project again, and, you know, I have so many big projects. But this is Nativity by Crochet Go-Go. Let me try to get it close. I think that is just beautiful. Then I ordered this little guy from 123 Stitch, and I am not even going to attempt to give you the name on this. I will show it to you. It's this right here. So if you want to go look for it, I ordered it from 123 Stitch, and it's this little guy. Isn't he darling? He is the cutest. And he's kind of like the other little penguins that I ordered. Kind of reminds me. No, not the other little penguins. I ordered a fox. What did I order? A fox, a beaver, and something else. But I can't remember what the third one was. But I ordered 3 of them. And that reminds me of those. Because they have sweaters on. Then I just ordered this one. Well, here. I got this one from 123 Stitch. It's Esther from Kathy Barrick, and it's not a new pattern. I don't know what let me see if I can see a year on it. I don't see a year. But anyway, it's a Kathy Barrick, and I've already got screenshots of Kathy Barrick's patterns for a Nashville Needlework Market release that I'm going to have because I love Kathy Barrick. And this one I just ordered the other day. I saw it on Etsy. 10 karat gold. And I thought that was really cute. It's by Darlene Dion Designs. So go check her out. I thought this was the cutest piece. So I'm going to have to start getting my spring stuff out. I don't have anything out right now other than just regular old everyday things. So I'm going to have to start getting my spring decorations out. So, okay, that's all my new cross stitch haul. But my thrift store haul, I went yesterday. I had to go to Columbia and get medicine for the 2 dogs that have heart issues. So I stopped at Goodwill here in town on my way out of town, and then I also stopped over there in Columbia at the Goodwill. And I never find too much over there. Occasionally I do. Our Goodwill, I always find something. I don't know why. And it's cheaper at our Goodwill. We're 30 minutes away, and our stuff is cheaper than their stuff. So, but they're a bigger town, so maybe that's why. But this is an awesome find at our Goodwill yesterday, and I almost hesitated to buy it because I thought, what if it doesn't work? And then I thought, oh, Goodwill takes it back if it doesn't work, as long as you keep the original Goodwill sticker on it and your receipt, they'll take it back within 14 days. It's an OttLite tabletop, lifts up. I don't have it plugged in, but it lifts up. And this little screw here, I think it's got a slot in it so you can tighten it up with like a quarter. It would just tighten up with a quarter. So it's a little loose, and that's not a big deal. I'll fix it. So anyway, then you lift. I have to get it over. I can use both hands up here. Got to figure out which side. This side, I believe. This lifts up. That goes down, and then you have a magnifier right here, as you can almost see the little ring in it. So it's a 2-time magnifier. And if you don't need it, then you can just leave it up there. Has the bulb in it. Brought it home, plugged it in, works fine. And it also swivels. And it was in the box, new, or it wasn't new in the box, it was in the box. It's been used. $7.48. So I looked. You can get it from Ott for $70. You can get it on Amazon for $107. So watch where you buy an OttLite, because you probably can get it cheaper from Ott. Probably have to pay postage, but where if you have Prime, you don't have to pay postage on Amazon. But anyway, that was my steal of the day. Then I found this at our same Goodwill. This is an old Prairie Schooler. Old Prairie Schooler. It's been professionally framed. Look at that. That's Punch and Judy. I have lots of Prairie Schoolers patterns. I have the cardstock mostly. And I have picked up, when they started reprinting them, I started picking up some of the others, but I'd love to have the cardstock. I don't have Punch and Judy. I wish I had that pattern. And I don't really remember Punch and Judy. I mean, I'm 67, so I don't know what year Punch and Judy was around, but I don't remember it. But I've heard of it. So, yes, this is Punch and Judy, and you can see here, Punch and Judy. And I thought my phone made a sound. I thought it was shutting off. So anyway, whoever did this did a really nice stitching job. It looks like it's on 18 count, 18 or 20 count, Ada. And she did a wonderful job stitching. Professionally framed. It says Fine Art Studio, Delaware, Ohio, and it's got 12 of 89 down at the bottom. And here's what I gave for it. $4.74. Crazy. they don't know, I don't think Goodwill, well, just about anybody, they don't know what they have with counted cross stitch. Some people do, but a lot of the thrift stores, they don't know what they have. Which is fine for me because I'll buy everything up I can get for $4.74. I did buy 3 books. I still got something good to show you though. I bought Barbara Delinsky's The Accidental Woman. I bought, let me lay these over here, Dorothea Benton Frank, Queen Bee. I just finished one of hers the other day. And I also bought hers that's called Bull's Island. And 2 of these were red tagged, and I got them for 75 cents, so I paid 99 cents for them. Because that was the color of the week. My other 2 finds were very good. I went to Columbia looking for a ball winder for my yarn. And we went everywhere and could not find a ball winder. And the one that Steve gave me for Christmas was a really pretty wooden one. We tried using it Christmas Day. I hear a truck or something. We tried using it to wind the ball and it wouldn't work. And so we were trying to get it to go. It just was not wanting to turn. And it ended up, the metal piece with the hand gear on the top, the glue popped loose. So it's like, well, for the price of that, it's going back. So we ended up, we didn't even have to send it back. They told us send it back, and they never did send me a shipping label. So we finally, but they gave me my refund, and finally I threw it away. I kept it for like a month and said, okay, I'm not leaving it lay around, so we threw it away. So I wanted to go get another ball winder, and I was just going to get the little tabletop one that clips on your table. It's plastic. We couldn't find them anywhere. So I finally found a yarn shop. The yarn shops in Columbia didn't have them. They were out, and they were going to get them back in, but I wanted one then. And so didn't want to order off of Amazon again because I wanted to actually look at it. But I did find a little yarn shop that was out in the country. So we went out there, and it was way out in the country. And she has a building behind their house that is her business. And she has everything a needlework shop, a knitting shop would have. It had, your yarns and your needles and models and patterns and all that. But she told me I said, I'm primarily a cross stitcher. And she said, well, she didn't know if I saw the table in the back or not, but she had a bunch of stuff she buys out of states a lot of times. And she'll just price stuff, and Tootie's whining. She buys out estates, and so if she gets anything like that, she'll put it on this table. So I went back to look, and I found these, and I asked her what she wanted for them, and she said, how about $20? And I said, sold. I got this little, I think this is an 8-inch easy stitch frame, and it's got, it's like mine, sew the fabric on there. A 14, and this one was missing a wooden knob, but I'm not worried about it. I'll put a wing nut on it, or I'll buy some more knobs. I've got wing nuts on so many of mine anyway. This one is a 16-inch. So I got a 16, a 14, and an 8, all for $20. So I came home. Like I said, I love to look at numbers. So I had to I looked up online, and these would have cost me $75 if I had ordered them online. And I paid $20 for all of them. So that was another good deal. My last piece before we go into my giveaways. No, I have 2 little quickies to show you. 3 little quickies to show you. I found another train case. This one I thought was really cool looking. It has, let me see I think it's Signature, but I'm not sure what it's called. No, Skyway. It's Skyway. I don't have that kind. And it's got the ladies initials, JWE. I guess that doesn't match the name on top. So it's got somebody's initials, and it's just stamped on there with some silver paint, JWE. But on the top, it has her name and address. And it says, Clark and Norma Goody, 2914 Beck Road, St. Joseph, Missouri. So I thought that was just so cool. And the way you open it, you flip. I have to remember how to do this. No, you do it this way. You slide that where the key is, and that pops up. Look how neat and clean that is. It is not bad at all. That I need to brush off of there. And look at this up here. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. So that was another one of my finds. And then, and as I've said before, I like to put my cross-stitch fabric in there according to the stitch count. Then I found this at Goodwill yesterday. I'm a dog person, so I had to have this for $1.34. And then I found this in Christmas stuff, and it has never been used. It actually was shrink wrapped, but it was from Kohl's for $20, and I give $4.74 I think for it. But it still has a tag hanging on it, and the cardinal. And this comes off. It keeps your coffee warm or whatever you have, but then it's your coaster. So isn't that cute? I didn't need more Christmas stuff at all, but I had to have that. And I bought a couple other Christmas cups, but I thought, y'all don't want to see all of it, so I did this one because it says it's hand painted. It's got one tiny little chip right there, but it's teeny tiny and it doesn't bother me. So that's going to be real handy. I bought these at Michael's at 80% off, and so I gave $1 for them. They'll be good for some finishing. And now we are down to giveaways for my 5,000 subscribers. So like I said, I'm just so excited to have hit 5,000 subscribers in 2 years. I never thought that I'd have nearly that many subscribers, but I think, are you all sitting a little wonky? I'm not going to mess with that because it fell down one time, the last time I did it. But yeah, I never thought I'd have 5,000 subscribers at all, but, and if I knew that, I probably wouldn't have done my videos because I would have been a little nervous about even trying it. So anyway, just to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel. I want to give away a couple of things here. I have this little kit. Now, I did pick this up at Goodwill. I'm going to tell you that. I picked it up at Goodwill. It does not smell. It's still new in the package. It doesn't smell like cigarette smoke or anything. It comes with the colored chart. It comes with 14 count Ada and your floss, and it's for this pretty little spring house. And like I said, it did come from Goodwill, but I thought about keeping it and stitching it, and I thought, no, it'll make a good little giveaway, so I'm just going to pass it on to you all. So it finishes up as a 5x7. It is full coverage, though, so if you don't like full coverage, you might not be interested. But anyway, it comes with everything you need there. So if you would like to win this kit, you know the rules. In the comments, don't put win, giveaway, free, pattern. Don't put any of those keywords that attracts the trolls, because I don't like to deal with trolls, and I've had to do it twice now. So I've had to deal with trolls hacking my account. So anyway, just don't put any of those words that sends up a red flag, so somebody can come and win something that they're going to resell or not use. So if you want to win this kit, put in your comments below. Tell me if you like to buy kits. That's what I'd like to know. Let me know if you buy kits or if you like to buy patterns the most. Me, I like to buy patterns more. I never really have been much of a kit person, but I am starting to buy more kits as I see them. So, yeah, use the word kit. Tell me if you like to buy kits or you don't like to buy kits. So that will be given away in my next video, which may be in 2 weeks, it may be in 3 weeks, or it may be in 4 weeks, who knows. But I like to try to get them within 3 to 4 weeks. So kit is your key word. The next thing that I'm going to give away is a hardback of a cross-stitch Christmas. This is Celebrations and Stitches. It's a Better Homes and Garden. It's from... let me look at the year. I have bought these over the years, and I bought some on vacation. I bought several while we were on vacation, and then I got home and I had duplicates on some. So I'll probably have some other giveaways with them a little bit later on. This one was from 2001. And I've probably shown this recently. I think I did. But it's, let me figure this out, where the colored patterns are. All right, well, there's a couple of cuties there. I'll just flip through it. A nice sampler. There's some toweling too. Let me see. Gosh, I'm having a terrible time flipping these pages. All right, let me turn just a little bit. So we have a snowman and this nautical stocking. There's a nativity. I'm going to go fast because some of them are charts. Oh, there's some ornaments and another little sampler, Christmas sampler. I'm not going to show everything. There's some kids doing snow angels and a piece of holly. Let me keep going here. There's a tree skirt, ornament, house full of Santas, it says. Isn't he cute? Gosh, I'm just having a heck of a time with this. There's some Santas here that could be done into individual ornaments. You keep rolling here. Oh, now there is I just noticed it, there is a bent page here, and I'm going to straighten it out. It looks like somebody folded it over to mark their page, and I hate when they do that. Let's look at what the next section is. Oh, a Christmas purse. You could stitch you a Christmas purse. Well, I think you get the idea of it. There's some things there. Okay, so that's it. So this is, like I said, Better Homes and Garden, a cross-stitch Christmas. The book is Celebrations and Stitches. So let's see. What do we want to use for a word? Let's just use Christmas. Even though Christmas is over with, use Christmas. Either Christmas by itself or tell me something about Christmas. It's either way. I'll put you in the drawings for the Christmas book. And the last thing I'm going to give away is one of my project bags. This is Pioneer Woman fabric. I did forget to put the tag in here, which if you all have seen, I use scraps of cardboard. I don't put the tag in that I actually send out. But I have tags that I put in here, and it'll say project name, fabric, designer, fabric count, start date, finish date. So I will put a couple of those in this tag. I just missed it. But anyway, this is Pioneer Woman fabric. It's a 14-inch square. It's got the clear vinyl. It has the fabric down here at the bottom. It's about 1.5 inch band of fabric at the bottom. It gives you a little extra support down there in case you have your scissors down in there. The vinyl is in between two pieces of fabric here, so it's not just on the outside. The fabric is on the outside and the inside. This is using the fusible fleece, and it has been stitched here, here, and here on the inside. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be giving away. Also, let's use flowers for the word for this one. So tell me something about flowers. It's getting to be springtime, so tell me which of your flowers are your favorite, or if you have some flowers coming up. I have some of my bulbs that are coming up outside right now. It's a nice day today and tomorrow. Actually, I don't think it's going to be too bad all week. So anyway, the bag, use flowers for the keyword. Then kit, tell me whether you like kits or not, or whether you buy kits or not. And then this one will be Christmas. And I will draw for those next time, which, like I said, I don't know when it will be, but we'll draw for it. And I will give those away for my 5,000 subscribers. So I hope you stick around. And gosh, I can't believe it's been 5,000. So anyway, that's, I believe, everything. I don't have any life updates, really. I have no life. I just kind of stick around here. My daughter yesterday was, oh, it's been a disaster. Yesterday, well, we got up and we were going to go to Columbia, get medicine for the dogs. I was going to make a couple of quick stops, going to go to Goodwill. And then we were going to go buy my husband a new recliner, because his recliner squeaks. Well, I've told you before, we're having problems with Hannah, our other Palm, and her anxiety, and we have her on Prozac now because nothing else is working. So, and actually the Prozac, we haven't seen any change in that either, but they told us it could be several weeks before we would even know. I'm moving stuff as I talk because Tootie wants up here. So anyway, certain noises just give her so much anxiety that she just panics. And here comes the toot. So Steve's chair, there's a piece underneath it that broke. We finally figured out what the piece was, because it started squeaking. And every time it squeaks, and it's the tiniest little squeak, but when he sets in it and barely moves this little piece, it's two pieces of metal that will rub together, and it creates this squeak. And every time, she just panics. So he tried to fix it to where they wouldn't work. We've tried oiling it, it doesn't work. And so yesterday I said, we need to go get you a chair. So I said, this is bad when you have to buy new furniture, because your old furniture scares the dog. But anyway, we were going to go get him a new chair yesterday. Well, then our daughter called, and she had flown down to Florida to see someone on Friday and was going to fly back yesterday. Well, she flew back, got in yesterday morning. She was flying into Illinois and then driving home to Missouri. So that was, I guess, I don't know, the cheapest flight or something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, she gets in East St. Louis and her car starts shaking real bad. And it's not that old of a car, but it starts shaking real bad. She said she thought she had a wheel falling off, but it started shaking real bad, and then it just shut down. She got off on a ramp and called us, and she said it just wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't back up, it wouldn't go forward. It would start, and an engine would rev when you stepped on the gas pedal, but it wouldn't go anywhere. So we don't know whether it's transmission or what. So her son, Austin, and a friend of his, they found a flatbed or a flat trailer with ramps the insurance company would only tow it to the nearest dealer, which I dealt with that when my Mustang was stolen. So she didn't want to do that. She wanted to get it back home and then deal with it here and see whether she needs to fix it, trade it in, or what. But anyway, so finally when my grandson got off work, they took the trailer, and Steve went too. He went, picked up, or went with Austin's friend who had the trailer. They pulled it to St. Louis and had to load it up on the trailer and bring it home. So Steve's truck is attached to a trailer that's got her car sitting on it. Oops, sorry. That's sitting outside here, and then he's gonna have to get it to her house today. So, and then decide what to do with it. But the worst part of it was, for me, the worst part of it was when she said she was broke down in East St. Louis. Because if anybody knows, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it because it's true, East St. Louis is scary. It is not a place you want to break down in. And so she said she felt safe with where she was, but she said she's just going to sit there and wait in the car. She had to wait 5 hours before they got there. She did finally get a tow truck driver that pulled it to, how was it? I'm not real sure. I think they pulled the car to my niece's house, who is down there in the Wentzville area. He did pull it there. Insurance paid $75, and she had to cover the other, which was $100 and some. But anyway, they got her, the tow truck driver got her out of East St. Louis and over into the Wentzville area, and then she stayed with my niece and my brother-in-law until the guys could get down there and load it up and bring it home. So that was kind of scary, and she said she hadn't been sitting on that exit ramp for very long, and a car pulled up. They pulled up in front of her, and then they backed up really, really close to the front of her car. And she's kind of, not feeling real comfortable. So I was thinking, just keep your windows up and keep your doors locked. So anyway, they got out, and she's like, no, I'm fine. And she said it was a couple of people that didn't look real desirable, and I'm sorry if you don't like this video, but things happen, we know. So she said they started walking towards the car, and she's like, no, I'm fine. And they're like, do you have a flat tire? And she said, no, I'm fine. And so they turned around and got back in the car. So she doesn't know whether they were really trying to be nice, or if maybe they thought that she has her side windows tinted, so didn't know whether maybe they thought the car was vacant and they could get some stuff out of it or what. But that was a scary moment for us. She didn't tell us that until she got home last night, so which is probably just as well, because I was panicking over East St. Louis. So anyway, that's the biggest story of what's been going on here. We're just waiting for spring, and that's about it. So I'm going to let y'all go, and you can get some stitching done, hopefully. And I will see you next time. And don't forget to enter for the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. So as always, get lots of stitching done, and I'll see you next time. Bye.